So today we're looking at the skill of planning. Using our plans from before, we're going to try and turn each box on your plan into a small paragraph. We're going to try and expand our ideas into at least 3 or 4 sentences, but for some paragraphs, such as the background, they could be much longer, and that's where we want to aim towards. The more detail you give of the character, the more the reader will be able to really visualise and connect with that character. That's going to be really important when we come to writing our stories. So here's my plan. These were the ones that we did yesterday. So I've taken the old stuffed bear and I put those details where we talked about the different adjectives and had a look at some fronted adverbials that I want to plan to use in each of these paragraphs. So you'll see that we're going to have a paragraph about their appearance, a paragraph about their background, who do they belong to, where do they live, a paragraph about their personality, a paragraph about how they move and giving some more detail, and then a final kind of summary paragraph on how they feel at that present moment in time. So, first, I looked at my appearance box. I knew I needed to want to use soft jointed arms, beaded eyes, plastic nose, bright tinsel collar, those kinds of adjectives. And I wanted definitely to try and use one of these fronted adverbials in the front of his face. So then I had a go at drafting it. So I'm going to choose Monty as the name of my bear. It's probably quite important that your toy has a name, just like Edward Tulane. Monty was old. I've started with a very short sentence. You could also start in that way. Yours might be Monty was tired. Monty was excited. Monty was young. A short sentence to start us off gets us into a nice character description. He'd been with the Jones family for generations. His fur was slightly worn and threadbare in places because of all the cuddles he'd received over the years. So now a longer sentence that's given us some more detail about if he's old, he's going to be worn and threadbare. But it's for a nice reason. It's because he had cuddles. His limbs were jointed, which allowed him to move and to sit. And in the front of his face, that's my fronted adverbial, in the front of his face, his plastic nose sat proudly. And although he was old, his bearded eyes shone with curiosity. His rounded belly slumped over his legs. So use of that verb slump to show how that belly is over his legs. The only clothes that he wore was a bright tinsel collar, which had been given to him on his very first Christmas. That use of very there, take him right back to when he came to the family.